The Bulldogs reclaim the lead at 23-22. McHenry against Bost. Got a pick from Burrell, takes it down to the lane, and got out of control and lost it over the end line. And Mississippi State will get ball possession. McHenry tried to do a little too much that time.
Tried a crossover dribble, wanted to kick out to his right, but just lost it out of court. Did a good job defense that time, did the Bulldogs.
I've been impressed with how aggressive and how much energy Bost has used on the defensive end so far in the basketball game.
He really has, and that's the thing you got to have out of D. Bost. He's a guy that not only can give you so much offensively, whether it be scoring or whether it be passing, but he's a guy that's got to defend the perimeter, especially in this league. Got some great guards in the Southeastern Conference this year. You're going to have to have D. Bost defending.
It's interesting. We have not seen DeVille Smith in this ball game. Raquez Johnson we have not seen in this ball game. Obviously, Sean Smith is injured right now, but some of the guys that the Bulldogs are counting on to give them minutes this year haven't been on the floor as of yet.
And I don't think DeVille is going to play tonight.
Right, he's got some sickness.
He's got some sickness, and they're running some tests and trying to figure him out, get him ready for Monday night. And of course, Sean Smith is out with that hip injury. So right now, hey, this is kind of a depleted team when you see this second exhibition game. So it's going to be some tired guys tomorrow morning.
Bulldogs leading at 23-22 here in exhibition basketball. This is Maroon to the Max. And you're watching a video presentation of this exhibition ball game. And by the way, this is one of 21 men's and women's live video streaming of basketball this year. 21, I think there's some 14 women's games and 7 men's games that'll be a live video stream on Maroon to the Max this year.
And that's a lot more than usual, especially on the men's side. And so, of course, most are non-conference games. Hey, a pretty good non-conference schedule this year. That's one of the things we talked about a little while ago. Texas A&M in a couple of weeks, you're going to play either Arizona or St. John's. Before that, you play Akron, a great team out of the MAC. You play Utah State at the end of the month of December.
Not to mention Baylor.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty good non-conference schedule.
It really is.
It's really good.
Mississippi State is going to look at maybe man-to-man this time up the floor. It looks like that Pikeville is going to go to a man defense, and they are. Bulldogs work it up to Hood, who's playing on the wing. Gets a pick from Moultrie, comes around it. Now lobs it inside, intended for Moultrie, but threw it away, and it's intercepted by Pikeville. McHenry coming back to Setti for a shot out of the corner on the way and out, no good. Put back up, no good by Young. Pulled down by Moultrie. The Bulldogs throw it long, coming the other way with Bryant. He drives into the hole, puts a little floater up on the iron and gets fouled on the arm as he does so. Nice job, though, again, of pushing the ball down the floor.
Well, it's kind of a 1-on-4 situation, and then Bryant trying to come down that left baseline. Gave a little floater coming up from about 6 feet from the left side. And like you said, once again, Bulldogs trying to push the ball up the floor. Well, the clock's still moving. It's 7:09, 7:08.
Well, it stopped on 8. Foul was by Burrell, by the way, and the free throw is good by Bryant, who hit 1 out of 2 his first time. So Bryant has his 4th point of the night. Well, check. I think Cordero Ellis has joined Andrew Young on the front line now, and you have Setti at the small forward, Board back in, Jamar Board back in with McHenry at the guards. The Bulldogs working with Hood, Moultrie, and Sidney on the front line with Bost and Bryant in the backcourt, and the official trying to straighten out something right now. I'm not sure what the conversation is.
I think he's trying to straighten out the clock. Mike Kitts was looking at the clock, and now he is talking with a head basketball coach at Pikeville, Kelly Wells. Both these teams have run their offense extremely well. Mississippi State is 10 of 17 shooting from the floor, 59%. We've moved the ball around. We've gotten some nice looks. Pikeville is 10 of 20, 50%. And they're just 2 of 9 behind the three-point line. They've done a pretty good job. They're 8 of 11 inside the three-point line.
They moved the clock. It was down to 7:08. Now it's at 7:16. Second free throw, no good by Bryant. And Mississippi State with a 2-point lead, up 24-22. And here comes Jamar Board into the lane. Had the ball stripped away, but it's picked up by Ellis. Gives it back at the free throw line. Young's jumper's on the way and good. Andrew Young off the free throw line makes it a tie ball game at 24 apiece. We have just under the 7-minute mark left to go here in the first half. Bost out front, going to fire a 3. Got it.
Quick trigger from D. Boss. Buries a three from just off to the right side, the top of the key.
Well, the one thing D can, he can get that shot off in a hurry, and he did. And when he's on, and he's been a bit of a streaky shooter from long range, he's been a 34% career three-point shooter. He'd love to up that percentage a bit in this his senior season. Pikeville tried to bounce the pass outside to McHenry. It is stolen by Boston. D comes out of there, pushing it up the floor, but cut off to Sidney. Three-point range. Sidney, no good. Off the back of the iron. Rebound, Seti. Seti up the floor. And here comes McHenry with the ball again. Looking down to the baseline. Young's open. 14-footer off the iron. No good. Offside rebound. You guessed it. Bernardo Sidney came in there and plucked it out of there once again. Bost on the move. Back to Hood at long range. Long range picked up by Seti. Backs it out of there to set a play. And now we'll give it back to Boston. Pikeville staying man-to-man after playing zone throughout the early part of the ballgame. We're tied at 24, and then the three-pointer by Bost gave the Bulldogs a three-point lead. And here comes Boston in the lane again. A floater as he goes up there and is blocked out on the shot. Foul was called against Board, and it'll be two shots at the free throw line for D. Boston. Mississippi State has not had a great free throwing night. They're only 2 for 6, and Pikeville, by the way, is 0 for 2, so neither team shot the free throws particularly well.
Well, we've had Wendell Lewis at the free throw line, and poor Wendell, I mean, he just has struggled from the free throw line. Now Boss gets everything going. Hey, the good thing about Boss on that last play, crossover dribble kind of freed himself a little bit, and he gets into that little soft spot just off the right side of the lane. D can settle for the three, but he's got that quick first step. Tries it and against the 2-3 zone. If you get in that area around that SEC logo, you can have some success.
It's the second free throw, so he has now 7 points in the ball game. Bulldogs have their biggest lead at 29-24. They have taken a 5-point lead of the ball game with 5.5 to go in the first half. Board spinning, can't get in against Boss. Going to back out and fire, and he scores from about 17 feet away.
That's a bad shot, but he got away with it. Spun away and buried it.
Outside, long one on the way. No good by Steele. Missed the three. And here comes Pikeville back. They're down by 3 right now. Baseline to Young. And he has the ball knocked away. Wendell Lewis comes away with a loose basketball. Throw it up the floor. Knocked free and going to be stolen right back by Pikeville. An errant pass. And now Pikeville on the wing with a shot put up by Board. No good. Offside rebound. Kadaro Ellis. And he'll kick it back out to Board. Little sloppy play over the.
Well, Boss tried a deep outlet pass, and it looked like Board may have gotten a hand on it as soon as he tried to make that quick outlet pass.
Here comes Board down the lane. He got away from Boston, scored it. So Jamar Board, who has double figures with 10, has his ball club back to within 1. It's 29-28. Bulldogs leading Pikeville by a point. Lewis on the wing, exchanges and gives it to Steele. Cross court to Hood. Hood on the left side deep. Hood puts it on the floor. Going to take it all the way to the hole. Drives it in and scores.
Well, Pikeville went man-to-man, and Hoods recognized, drove down the left side of the lane pretty much untouched and laid it in from the left side.
On the outside, McHenry at the guard. Ellis with a screen up top, but he can't use it. Goes to Seti on the right wing. Seti against Hood over the top of the key and back on a handoff to Board for a long-range three. That's no good. He forced that one a little bit, and Moultrie grabbed the rebound. Bulldogs in a hurry to come back the other way. Boss to the top. Going to fire that long-range three. No good. Wendell Lewis kept it alive, and then the ball was batted out of play. Last touch, they rule Mississippi State, and time will go to the floor. We're under the 4-minute mark. We'll get the break with 3:57, and the Bulldogs leading 31-28. Why don't we take a time? Let's take a timeout. This is Mississippi State basketball on Maroon to the Max. Welcome back to Maroon to the Max here on a Friday. Exhibition basketball to the Humphrey Coliseum. Got a nice crowd, not a huge crowd, but a nice crowd watching the activity. A lot of folks coming in for the weekend basketball and football activity of all of the homecoming that'll be taking place at Mississippi State. Homecoming queen crowned tomorrow, and our honorary captain of the football game, and it's none other than John Carrero.
Hey, and he's the Grand Marshal of the homecoming parade. He had a nice little hat today, got him a nice new shirt.
A lot of good things. By the way, Bulldogs are shooting 40. Oh, actually, Pikeville shooting 48%, the Bulldogs 55%. So both teams shooting the ball well, and neither probably shooting the threes as well as they'd like. Pikeville's at only 2 of 11. The Bulldogs 3 of 8. Let's check the lineups. McHenry is in there at a guard, and we'll check. They have come back in with Chris Watson on the front line. And Board's the other guard, and we got an offensive foul called away from the basketball on a big number 50 who just checked into the ball game for the first time in the ball game for Pikeville. So, and I haven't got him down on my sheet because he didn't play in the first game. But
DeMonte Simpson.
DeMonte Simpson is in the ball game. Bulldogs with a 3-point lead out front. Shot put up by Rodney Hood. Had a foot on the line. It was near 3-point range, but it counts as 2. Hood gets his 9th point of the ball game. He had 6 points and 3 rebounds in that first ball game. And the Bulldogs are back up by 5 again, matching their longest lead, 33-28 score with 3:15 to go in the first half. Setti on the outside, pulls it up, looks for help, and gives it to Watson, shovels it back to Board, picked up by Bost. Long range left side. Bost staying with him as he comes around to pick, goes to the right wing. And up on the floor, McHenry drives it into the lane, and the ball is put up in the iron, no good. Rebound, though, is saved nicely by Watson. Thrown back to Simpson. Free throw line jumper is good. And the big guys have been deadly around the free throw line today.
Well, Simpson and Burrell both at 16, 17-foot jump shots straight away.
And again, it's a 3-point game. 33-30, Bulldogs on top, going to the half-court game. Give it to Hood on the side, starts the drive to the baseline. Setti cuts him off, takes it back out top, off to Steele on the left wing. Comes around the pick, can't use it, gives it back to Bost. Open 3, won't go. Offside rebound, put back up and will not go, but a foul is called. And the guy in the ball game for the first time who made that play on the offside was Raquez Johnson.
And that's the thing you're going to like about Raquez Johnson. He's a guy that's not going to look to score. He's going to look to defend and get rebounds. He's that guy that loves to go for rebounds. And he got that offside offensive board that time, and now to the free throw line.
All right, he has 2 shots coming. The foul was called against Chris Watson, and the free throw is on the way by Johnson. No good. The Bulldogs continue to struggle off the free throw line so far in this ball game. Lewis is out. Sidney is in for the Bulldogs on the front line, so it will be Sidney, Johnson, Hood on the front line with Bost and Steele on the backcourt. Johnson's second free throw, again in and out, no good. Rebound is almost lost, but saved in nicely by Andrew Young and picked out of there by McHenry, who will come up the floor for the Bears of Pikeville. On the drive, McHenry all the way to the baseline, cut off by Bosch. Now to Setti, long 3, got it. Boy, you can see where this kid's got a nice gun.
Hood kind of got lost behind the screen on the left wing. Setti had just enough room that all he needed to get it away on that left wing, bury the 3.
Tied up the ball game at 33 apiece. Sidney gets the feed, starts to drive, takes it down the lane, laid it up and off the iron, no good. Got fouled in the process, and Simpson commits the foul, and that'll put Sidney on the free throw line. Sidney was a 70% shooter last year off the stripe.
And the thing you have to like about Sidney here early on, he's not settling for that 3-point shot like he did a lot last year. He only shot the 3 ball at 29%, 7 of 24. But that's kind of like the last option for him now. He's looking to put the ball on the floor more.
Free throw is good. And 5 points in the ball game for Renardo Sidney of Mississippi State. Bulldogs point-wise led by Rodney Hood right now. Actually, Sidney has 7 points, looking for number 8. And the free throw is good, so he gets number 8. The Bulldogs regain the lead, 35-33. Down to the final 2 minutes of the first half of the basketball game. McHenry on the dribble. Got a pick and used it, but could not take the shot. So goes on the left side to Young. Young exchanges back to Board. Board's been a nice long-range shooter, a couple of early threes in the ball game, takes it down at the top of the key, kicks it off, and now Young wants about an 18-footer. That's off the iron, no good, and Steele gets the ball out to Bost. Bost comes up the floor with it, drives it outside the circle on the right, and gives it back to Steele, now to Sidney. Sidney going to take that three this time on the way in short. Steele went and got the rebound, works underneath and lays it up and in. Nice job by Steele as Jalen made an athletic play on the rebound.
Boy, he really did a great job. I think the defender in board thought he was going to kick it back out, but Steele took it quickly to the left side, laid it up, coming down the left side of the lane, and Jalen Steele to the free throw line. Shows a lot of quickness on that offensive board and the putback.
On the rebound, bucket for Steele, and the free throw gives him now 6 points in the ball game, and Pikeville will make a change. We'll get back on the floor. Kyan Hines at one of the guards. Simpson going to come out of the ball game, so they're going to work at the guards now with McHenry and Kyan Hines, and Seti along with Watson and Young on the front line. 1:11 left to go in the first half. 38-33. Bulldogs match their longest lead at 5. McHenry stays on the drive. Try to reverse layup in and good. And it looked like over-the-shoulder foul by Sidney, and that is the case. Bucket will count. And give McHenry credit. He made a nice play.
And I think Renardo kind of backed off of him. He thought he was going to go up on the play side, right side of the lane, but he went up and under. Kind of fooled him a little bit. Renardo was slow getting there to get the feet set and kind of swipe down on the arm.
38-35. Free throw makes it 38-36. McHenry with a old-fashioned three-point play. 1:03 left to go in the half. It's been a tight one all the way. Seesaw ball game. 38-36 is our score. On the outside is Hood. Hood pulled it up, didn't take the shot on top, goes right side to Boss, picked up by McHenry. McHenry now on the lob to the inside, and Moultrie on the lob slammed it nicely for the bucket.
Boy, that is just a perfect pick and roll on the right wing. Moultrie set the screen, rolled to the right. D just lobbed it up to him, and Moultrie had his elbows over the rim with that one.
40-36. Bulldogs by 4. A half minute and a little better to go on the left side now. Handling and starting to move, pulling it up and firing is Hines, and it's short, and it goes out of court. And who does it belong to? It belongs to Pikeville with 27.7 seconds. That's one of those where one official looks at the other, and they want to make sure they get the call right.
About a 9-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. 27.7 on the game clock, 18 on the shot clock. So Bulldogs going to get a chance if they can, as long as they don't give up an offensive rebound.
Inbound to Seti. He's open for a 13-footer off the wing, and he buries it. Seti with that nice shot. You can see why he was a MVP of that NAIA national tournament last year. 40-38. Bulldogs will go for the final shot. Boss being picked up by McHenry on the outside. Clock down to 11 seconds. Trying to hold it down to about 7 or 8, and then they'll take off. Now it's at 7. On the move is Boss, driving in the lane. Going to put it up with a shovel shot, no good. Rebound is grabbed by Pikeville, and that will run out the half. And I don't think the Bulldogs really got what they wanted at the end.
Well, D kind of manufactured and probably forced a shot you didn't look for. He came down the left side of the lane, and the floater from 6 feet with the left hand is probably not what you draw up and want at the end of the half. But nonetheless, it's been a hard played first half by both teams. They played with a lot of energy. Mississippi State led by single digits last week at the half, and the second half pulled away. But this Pikeville team, top-ranked team in NAIA basketball, and you can see this is a pretty good basketball team. They return a lot of players off that national championship team last year.
Thing I